the 16-bit era, we were nowhere near short of Batman games. Some kinda sucked, some were decent, and some were very damn good. At around this time, the Batman movie starring Michael Keaton as Batman was a successful franchise and still considered a favorite of some fans today. I mean, just look at the Batman reveal reactions to the trailer for the upcoming Flash movie. But to bounce off the success of the Batman movies, Warner Bros. Animations created one of the best cartoon series, Batman the Animated Series. Released in September of 1992 and created by Paul Dini, Mitch Bryan, and Bruce Timm with his unique art style, this show took some new approaches, like achieving its distinct pulp noir look by drawing on black paper rather than the traditional white and using actual bullets instead of lasers like other cartoons at the time. The prominent series also featured talented voice work from Mark Hamill as the Joker, Arlene Sorkin as Harley Quinn, and the iconic Kevin Conroy as Bruce Wayne and Batman, who also continued to voice the Caped Crusader in future animated movies and the Arkham series. Wait, wasn't this video about the SNES game? Yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked. Of all the previously mentioned 16-bit titles, my favorite has to be The Adventures of Batman and Robin on the Super Nintendo. Released in late 1994 and developed by Konami, The Adventures of Batman and Robin was part of the few good licensed games at the time. This title took everything that made the cartoon series iconic and adapted that to the game. At its foundation, The Adventures of Batman and Robin is an action platformer consisting of 8 stages. Each stage is loosely based on episodes from the cartoon series, with similar music too. They even start with similar title cards. Before starting each level, you get to pick and choose gadgets to take with you, and some have unexpected usefulness behind them, like using the flashlight in the museum to spot bomb traps on the floor, and using the gas mask in the Scarecrow stage so you don't have to constantly avoid the gas dropping down from the ceiling. To get the flaws out of the way, the game does lack an enemy variety. It has some unique ones, but these guys are everywhere. It's like they have a dark web Craigslist or something, I don't know. Also, the final stage is mostly a boss rush, which makes it seem like they ran out of ideas and just threw a bunch of villains at Batman to end everything. And lastly, even though the game is called The Adventures of Batman and Robin, you only play as Batman. Robin only makes appearances in some stages. I don't know, but that kinda bothered me. On a positive note, the graphics are definitely an eye-opener. They really captured the noir and just general look of the series. Batman's moveset, while small, is nicely animated and represents Batman's intimidating fighting style from the series. As stated earlier, Batman and Robin is a side-scrolling action-adventure platformer with 3 difficulty levels, each with their own set of lives and continues, and this awkward password system that isn't available in hard mode. But what really makes this game stand out is that almost every level plays different from one another. Stage 1 starts as a simple side-scroller going from point A to B while taking down criminals. But the fight against the Joker becomes a suspenseful roller coaster ride that has an amazing setup. You have to survive the ride until it's time to take on the Joker one-on-one. I like how the developers changed the gameplay for most boss battles, where Batman automatically faces his opponent like Street Fighter. Stage 2 has you hunt down Poison Ivy, but you can't hit anyone. I think it's because they're not actually criminals but under Ivy's mind control like in the cartoon. You can only stun them with your Batarang or temporarily knock them out with a smoke bomb or knockout spray. The fight against Ivy is against one of her plants from an early episode in the animated series. This pain in the ass takes like 20 hits by the way. Stage 3 is one of my favorites. Instead of traveling from one side of the stage to the other, you have to track down the Penguin while exploring the museum and saving hostages in different floors. The boss fight against the Penguin is also one of my favorite set pieces. The music is really good too. Stage 4 is all about Catwoman, and it greatly represents her dynamic from the cartoon show. There are no enemies in this stage, only Catwoman. You have to chase her all around the rooftops of Gotham, fight her in an elevator, fight her while falling off a tall building, to then finally corner her in an alley for the final showdown, which is almost like a street brawl. I also love the music in this stage as well. It's very similar to an episode in the animated series. Level 5, by the way, is maybe one of the worst ones. Listen, I don't care what anyone says. Vehicle stages were fun in some games, but I found many of them to be annoying, and this is one of them. Two-Face had just robbed a bank, and you have to use the Batmobile to catch up with him within a specific time limit. Mind you, kind of a short time limit, but by the time you get used to the controls, time can run out quickly. Once you catch up to Two-Face, you have to reach him again to then finally battle him in what is a poorly designed 16-bit version of Twisted Metal. You have to keep alternating between speeding up and shooting so that you don't lose him until you finally take him down. Stage 6 is a bit more straightforward with some suspenseful scenes. Scarecrow has made the innocent people fear you, and because of this, they'll hold you down for others to attack you. You can't hit them, but you can knock them out with the knockout spray like the Poison Ivy stage. From there, Scarecrow escapes, but Robin shows up on the Batwing to catch up while avoiding gas bombs. Now this part can be difficult because you have to use a grappling hook to carefully swing your way to the cockpit. If you're new to this, you can fall a couple of times. Going through the cockpit is really cool. You have to make your way to the exit while the blimp is falling and crashing into nearby buildings. This set piece is very nicely done and can give you a desperate feeling while trying to escape. The battle against Scarecrow is pretty exciting and features some amazing parallax scrolling. You fight him on his biplane while each side crashes against the ground. I found this fight kinda difficult, but it's not too bad. Level 7 is by far one of the most creative stages in the game. Based on the Riddler's debut episode, If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich?, this stage has you navigate a 3D Jesus Christ, these guys are everywhere. The stage has you navigate a 3D maze in an attempt to rescue Commissioner Gordon and Barbara Gordon from a virtual reality game that the Riddler trapped their minds in. It has a map to help you navigate, some fake walls that you have to find, and it has the same riddles and even the same answers to the riddles from the cartoon show. The boss fight against the Riddler, on the other hand, is freaking hard. Avoiding the collapsing floor can be a bitch, and the battle against the chess pieces has a pattern that can be difficult to figure out at first. The final stage is the boss rush that I was talking about earlier. I guess the only saving graces are that they added new villains like Clayface and Man-Bat. The final battle is against the Joker again, but this one is pretty cool because he uses the jetpack, which was only featured in the Batman Mask of the Phantasm animated movie, which is a great movie by the way, and you should totally watch it. The ending is honestly no big deal. Even the hard mode ending isn't really that rewarding. To conclude this video, is the Adventures of Batman and Robin worth your time? Absolutely. Even if you're not a Batman fan, the level design offers more than enough variety to keep you hooked. I still pick this up every now and then to relive the animated series and its glory days. So yeah, if you get the chance, give it a shot. Thanks for watching. Since I'm currently stuck in new content creator hell, please hit that like button so that the algorithm can at least acknowledge my existence. And if you like this video and want to see more, feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and sharing the video also helps a lot. I have more videos on the way, so please look forward to those. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.